This is a very exciting time to talk about digital, especially in today's environment. Today we'll be discussing how digital, and more specifically, how digital customer experience has and will remain the main differentiator for your business. We'll discuss some ideas such as digitizing your business strategy, how to move digital from a channel to a revenue driver, the roadblocks to meeting CX expectations in digital, how experience management in the digital era is the answer to addressing the experience gaps in digital. We'll introduce you to how Sprint is currently closing the digital experience gap and having success. And finally, we'll introduce guidance on how you can kickstart your own digital CX program. In the past 3 months, we've seen a rapid, historical, and primarily forced digital transformation that has put many brands in a challenging situation. In fact, research shows we've accelerated digital transformation by 5 years in just the last couple months. That's an incredible statistic. Digital commerce, content, account management, self-service, and customer experience are all being tested against consumer expectations as demand for digital-led products and services has hit record highs. If brands weren't focused on digital before, they are doubling down today in hopes of minimizing business disruption during this turbulent time and preparing for the new normal and what will be a more savvy and comfortable digital consumer. Brands that put off digital transformation are now trying to accelerate their efforts to meet expectations and are likely falling further behind those digital natives who have not only thrived for the most part, but have used the learnings from the past 2 months to innovate further for the future. Digital-first brands, or those that have embedded digital best practices into the operations and DNA of their organizations, are those who are winning consumers and will continue to win in the new normal. There's an old saying that goes, necessity is the mother of invention. In this case, necessity is the mother of forced transformation. We've been talking about digital transformation for years, and now the value of being a digital-led or digital-first company is immediately obvious. Unfortunately, too many brands have viewed digital transformation over the past decade as simply modernizing their IT stack, or perhaps even just building a mobile app, or in some cases even a website. While necessary, digital transformation has always been about how brands create value for their customers and how brands create additional revenue growth through digital channels. In today's environment, brands are now getting a so-called wake-up call to evaluate their current investments in digital. Brands need to reimagine the new normal and shift from a traditionally led business that has focused on short-term operational needs to one that is digital first. In other words, brands need to digitize their business strategy. What does this look like? Let's look at the differences between a traditional business and a digital-led business. First, let's look at digital touchpoints. Traditional businesses treat digital channels and touchpoints as a bolt-on strategy. The bolt-on approach, such as building a mobile app, can deliver tactical results, but often fails to meet customer expectations. Brands need to evaluate digital holistically so they can deliver digital-led experiences across the entire customer lifecycle. From acquisition to service to retention, brands need to develop a strategy and a plan to digitize the customer value chain. We've started to see this through the digitization of the customer lifecycle across major industries, including healthcare with telehealth, finance with digital financial consulting, tech with virtual events, and even automotive with a fully digital car buying experience. Second is technology. Digitizing your business strategy requires agile digital platforms. Traditional businesses buy functional tools that serve a single purpose, which often create data silos and provide limited or modest returns on investment. Digital-led businesses invest in agile digital platforms that enable them to measure, understand, and create connected digital experiences that deliver business outcomes. American Express is a great example of a brand that has rebuilt their image and their performance through embracing digital as a means to understand how to deliver better value to their customers through their products and services. Third is operational structure. Being a digital-led business isn't just about customer experience. It's also a way to drive operational agility. Digital-led businesses can increase their speed to market, make employees more responsive to customer needs, promote leaner processes, and innovate more rapidly than a traditional business. Digital-first brands shift their operational structure to ensure their employees have the digital tools to drive rapid, customer-centric collaboration. This isn't just about adding Slack or Microsoft Teams to your tech stack. This is about operating in a way that gives every employee the tools and insights they need to operate at a very high speed. Amazon is notorious for their ability to use customer insights from digital channels to fuel product innovation, experience optimization, and move at a lightning speed by ensuring their teams have access to these insights in near real time. Lastly is value prop. Simply put, the value of digitizing your business is faster and more profitable revenue growth. Digital-led businesses move faster with better insight into how to create customer value than traditional businesses. We've seen this type of impact firsthand with brands such as Intercontinental Hotel Group, Home Depot, Goldman Sachs, Adidas, and many others. These brands have embraced digital, not just as another channel, but as a key revenue driver for their businesses by having a digital-first strategy. So how do brands move digital from a channel to becoming a revenue driver? I'm certain many of you will attest that this is not an easy task. As brands consider how to differentiate and increase their investments in digitizing the customer lifecycle, the experience they deliver to their customers will improve and subsequently deliver business outcomes such as faster and more profitable revenue growth, in addition to reduced cost. The priority levers that most digitally led business or brands in the world are pulling to accelerate business growth are areas such as always-on experience optimization, more specifically, uncovering insights to improve the web or mobile app experience. Let's look at an example. In financial services, this is especially important. Brands such as Robinhood or WeBank in China or other mobile-first retail banking apps are gaining popularity because of how consumers are engaging with their easy-to-use mobile-optimized experience. And now in a world where digital dominates, the mobile-first strategy is even more important. This makes it critical not just to have a mobile app, but to be able to capture targeted experience data to identify gaps in the experience and understand how to fix them. This is all about always-on optimization of the overall web or user app experience. Let's look at another example. We see this in other industries as well as digital grocery or e-commerce. These brands or these type of industries are hyper-focused on using digitally led experiences to drive customer acquisition or conversion. While there is tremendous value in using behavioral analytics to identify and develop hypotheses to improve conversion, brands also need to understand what we would call the unknown unknowns, or the experience data such as customer feedback on how to improve the experience to drive up a conversion rate. Often brands can understand what happened through behavioral analytics, but they fail to understand why. Why is the conversion rate going or falling below a baseline? How do we improve our cart conversion rate? How do we improve our account sign-up rate? This is about a relentless focus on increasing conversion by using experience and behavioral data. Another lever to drive revenue growth and reduce cost is to be able to deliver your products or services seamlessly through digital means. Brands can no longer rely on physical interactions for their services or to sell their products. We've learned that in the last few months. They must adapt by understanding how to deliver those services through digital channels. For example, let's use financial services again. It is now critical for your brand to be able to provide financial guidance and planning through digital channels. I'm not just talking about the digital tools brands can offer, such as a video call. I'm speaking specifically about how you as a brand are measuring and optimizing those experiences and how those experiences make your customers feel. As brands begin to deliver products and services through digital channels, they need to have, again, a relentless pursuit on optimizing that experience to ensure they're meeting customers' expectations. Research shows that there is a very strong emotional tie to customer retention and wallet share when a customer has a positive emotional experience with your brand. Now, as brands transform from thinking of digital as a channel to digitizing the customer lifecycle by harnessing digital technology to understand how to deliver better customer value through digital experiences, they will see firsthand business growth. More importantly, they will realize profitable business growth, as digital is one of the most well-defined returns on investment. We understand the value of digital. Study after study has shown that embracing digital translates to faster and, like I've mentioned, more profitable revenue growth. But digital has also shifted consumer expectations. We now expect every brand to operate like Amazon or Netflix. Expectations increase every day as digital-first brands are innovating at a stellar pace. And those expectations aren't going away anytime soon. So it is imperative that brands embrace the new consumer expectation. I'm often asked, in my role at Qualtrics, how brands can evolve their digital strategy. What do they need to do to win in digital? I think this visual is a great way to shift the way in which a brand can mature their customer centricity strategy, specifically in digital. We continue to see brands who use digital simply as a sales channel. I find this very common with traditional retailers who are still trying to reinvent themselves with new brick and mortar strategies. And while some may succeed, such as the Targets or Best Buys of the world, many are not, such as those like JCPenney's, Toys R Us, Sears, and others. These brands failed to understand how to deliver a differentiated digital experience. The fact is that experience remains the biggest differentiator for brands. The standard is high, and in the industry such as retail, consumers expect that experience to mirror the likes of Amazon with Prime membership benefits, such as free 2-day shipping, low price, selection, and convenience. Now, while brands, regardless of industry, may not be able to compete with the Amazons of the world in terms of price or 2-day shipping, they can and need to reframe how they use digital to differentiate. They must evolve their thinking they must evolve their own thinking of how the digital experience can provide differentiated value versus the competition. Let's use an example. Stitch Fix is an incredible example of this. Stitch Fix solicits millions of customers' feedback and measure every aspect of the clothes they sell from more than 1,000 brands plus its own in-house labels. By doing this, they can offer personalized styling at scale, widening their market from the very rich to the average consumer who currently pays the company an average of $55 per item to avoid the headache of in-store shopping. By shifting the thinking from using digital as a channel to sell product to using digital as a way to deliver unique, differentiated experience is how brands will win. Stitch Fix excuse me, doesn't just offer a new way to buy clothes. They offer a new fashion experience, one which is tailored to the needs of today's consumer. This shift in thinking allows designers, product owners, technology professionals, customer experience professionals, and marketers to all come together around a singular view of what's most important to customers. Market leaders, regardless of their industry, are evolving from using digital to, quote, sell more product, to using digital experiences to reimagine the way they deliver customer value. So with all the investment in digital tools and transformation, why are brands failing, or rather falling short, in understanding how to design and deliver differentiated digital experiences? Why are they failing to understand how to deliver value through digital channels? Today, there are an abundance of tools to help brands attempt to manage CX. However, most fall short in helping brands understand how to deliver better value to their customers. In fact, we see 3 trends that contribute to this challenge. Number 1, digital analytics is not living up to its promise. For the last 20 plus years, brands have relied on digital analytics solutions to help them optimize their websites and mobile apps. And according to research, despite continuous increases in analytics budgets, returns are modest or flat over the last 5 years. This is because digital analytics can explain the what happened, but it fails to help brands understand the why or what next. Number 2, customer insight, marketing, and digital teams continue to struggle with customer experience data being collected and analyzed in silos. Siloed data is often considered dead data because it's not connected to other data sources to help take action. For example, you may have a team collecting digital analytics data, another collecting digital voice of customer data, and another who owns CRM. When collected and analyzed in silos, it is largely difficult or near impossible to connect it to actionable insight. Forrester did a study that said less than 30% are able to take action off insights or off the data they have. Additionally, many brands have some type of CX program, but it is often disconnected from their digital CX program, which again creates tension and a barrier for teams to be able to analyze and act on cross-channel customer insights. And then number 3, digital teams continue to use or traditionally are using traditional voice of customer tools that lack the automated intelligence capabilities to identify experience gaps and understand what actions are required to fix them. Voice of customer does not equate to experience management. Legacy voice of customer tools can help brands measure, but fail to help them manage and deliver against customer expectations. So what's been missing? This is where experience management comes into play. Experience management is defined as the discipline of using both experience data and operational data to measure and improve the customer experience. What does this mean? This is a strategic shift from measuring to understanding what actions will deliver business impact. We find that most brands are measuring, but many feel their programs are not providing the insights they need to understand how to take action that will drive business results. Many traditional voice of customer programs, though well-intentioned, produce scores that are not influencing key business metrics like revenue, conversion, and adoption. True experience management is about moving from chasing scores to hunting experience gaps, from reacting to customer feedback to predicting customer outcomes, from aggregating data or feedback to recommending actions that can drive business impact. The strategic shift in how brands transform digitally and become an experience management leader requires modern digital CX solutions. They need a purpose-built solution to listen to their customers across any digital touchpoint, understand their feedback, its actionability and impact on the business, and have the systems in place to act on that feedback immediately. Bottom line, brands require a modern digital CX solution, one that is purpose-built for digital teams and fully integrated into an experience management platform, fully configurable and easy to use to meet the needs of brands of all sizes and industries, one that has the ability to capture targeted and both solicited and unsolicited feedback across any digital touchpoint, one that has intelligent analytics that can automatically identify experience gaps and surface customer insights, and lastly, one that includes a system of action to immediately act on those experience gaps. I want to share a story about a brand that has shifted their culture to become truly customer-centric. Sprint has embraced experience management internally across their teams, and this shift has resulted in some incredible business outcomes. The U.S. telecom market is intense and consistently faces fierce competition with pricing and quality of service. On top of competitive pressures, Sprint was facing challenges in their digital commerce business with high cart abandonment rates, reaching as high as 58% for both current and new customers, which was estimated to be as much as $33 million in lost sales. In partnership with Qualtrics, Sprint was able to deploy a digital CX program that helped them identify the top 10 operational and experience variables that predicted potential cart abandonment with almost 100% accuracy. These insights helped Sprint identify, in real time, customers with a high propensity risk and provide support to encourage conversion. These insights also helped trigger a number of optimizations to improve conversion. Through targeted real-time intervention and optimizations, Sprint was able to reduce cart abandonment from 58 to 36%, a 22-point difference. This resulted in an estimated $7 million in incremental customer revenue. This is an incredible story of how a brand was able to successfully combine experience and operational data to predict successful customer outcomes. So how do you kickstart your own digital CX program? Where do you start, and how do you develop a program that can deliver significant business results? At Qualtrics, we have developed a framework to provide step-by-step guidance on how to kickstart your digital CX program, including key questions you should be asking at different points of the digital journey, and how to analyze and interpret those results. The initial phase of our recommended framework is called Track and Diagnose. This is a crawl phase where we recommend brands start with deploying an always-on feedback opportunity for customers. This enables customers to have an immediate outlet to provide general feedback on site or in app, and gives them an outlet to suggest their problems or identify problems, and also provides a way to engage with a brand without searching for the inevitably hidden contact us link. Now, complementary to an always-on feedback is our recommended approach to measure overall site or app feedback. The overall site assessment focuses on key metrics such as visit intent, CSAT, ease of use, and likelihood to return. Key drivers also come into play, things like navigation, speed, or responsiveness of the site, the impact or relevance of your content. These two listening posts or signals provide the foundation for the journey deep dive stage of research. But before we move on, it's essential to also have a solid plan in place for how your organization can leverage contextual and embedded data for intelligent targeting to provide context to your customer feedback. Additionally, it'll be important for you to successfully establish what we call a system of insight and action. There's no ROI in pretty reports and dashboards. Instead, brands need diagnostic analysis capabilities to understand customer feedback and signals that will help you take the appropriate actions leading to business impact. The second phase is around journey deep dive. This phase is about gaining actionable insight into fixing problematic journeys, keeping a pulse on the positive journeys or what's working, and actively informing executive decision-making. Journey-focused research has the potential to be highly impactful, understanding what drives abandonment, how someone struggles to manage their account, or how effective, or not effective, or ineffective rather, is your content can make a huge difference when it comes to conversion and adoption. In addition, it's important to ensure that the focus on a system of insight and system of action remains top priority. This is what will determine the success and longevity of this type of program. And then lastly, the third phase of a digital customer experience management encompasses the idea of activate and transform. This speaks to today's focus on digital transformation efforts that are more essential today than they have ever been before. Building off the track and diagnose phase and the journey deep dive phase, there is an emphasis on behavioral or operational data integrations from partners such as Adobe or Google Analytics or FullStory or others that will help move from simple diagnostic analysis to prescriptive analysis to understand the key drivers or variables of delivering a successful digital experience. And lastly is ticket management. As experience gaps are identified, Time to action will be critical to ensure you're able to efficiently follow up with both internal and external customers to close experience gaps and launch actions that drive business outcomes. We hope you found this content valuable to help you begin thinking about how to double down on digital and transform it from being a channel to a true revenue driver. To help you in your digital experience journey, we've built a web experience called the Digital Experience Toolkit that will provide you and anyone in your organization with numerous resources, including ebooks, blog posts, and podcasts from leading digital CX experts at Qualtrics. We hope you'll find this content valuable, and we look forward to partnering with you in the future. Thank you.